Oh, I have to take the image off. Just a minute. I'll be right there. Hey, 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 everyone. It's Isaiah. Welcome, welcome. Just give me a sec. I'll take the moving thing out of there. Yeah, it's Isaiah, and I'm coming live tonight or tonight for me, with a few of the amazing speakers of Women Lighting the Way 2023 edition, because we have great news. Oh, and we have somebody else joining. Poof, here comes Sheriel. So there's 6 of us now. Is that all right if I call your name and you just wave your hand so that people remember who you are? I do, but you never know. So we have Lois Warnock. Hi, Lois, from Canada. We have Leslie Ellis from Oregon, USA. We have Christy Iris from Florida, USA. We have Alyssa Ziegler. Did you say Ziegler or Ziegler? Ziegler. From Michigan, is it? Wisconsin, sorry. Wisconsin, USA. And
Hello.
Dr. Sheriel Brown from, I don't remember, USA.
Right now, Greenville, South Carolina.
Oh, Greenville, South Carolina. Yeah. Sorry, we had this conversation already. Sorry. So we are coming live to you today or tonight, depending. For me, it's 7:33 p.m. in France, but for you guys, I guess it's very much earlier than that, because we have great news. Because we're supposed to be finished with the Women Lighting the Way 2023 edition, but we're not. We have opened an extra week of free replays for anyone who is already registered, so you can increase the amount of talks that you can listen to. You can choose more talks, or the replays are also valid if you've not already registered and you want to become an attendee right now. You still have a whole week up until Sunday night, so the 9th of July, to listen to the whole of the talks. There's 14 of them. I only have 5 speakers with me tonight, but there's another 9 that are doing other things. And each and every one of those talks is amazing, if I say so myself. If you are not already an attendee, you have an extra week. And there's another surprise. With this extra week of replays comes a booklet that has a special page made by each of our speakers. And I'm saying our because Chris was supposed to be here, Chris Wallace, my bestie and co-founder of the summit, but obviously she's not. She must have had something else. And so yeah, we put together this booklet specially for the attendees, and you get it for free. So each speaker has a 1-page of magic special for you if you join and become an attendee. So, ladies, we're supposed to go live, so we're supposed to be talking about stuff. And the only idea that came into my mind, because as you know, I don't prep the lives very much, was this one. We are hoping to get more attendees. And so I was going to ask each and every one of you if you want to tell me about your experience as an attendee. So how is it to listen to the other talks? How is it to, see the titles, read about the freebies? Did you feel, how did it make you feel? What do you have to say as far as attendee experience is concerned? I'm not going to point fingers, so if anyone wants to talk.
I'll go first. I'm good at going first. So I think for me, I love the dashboard. I love the platform for the summit. And so it's really easy to navigate. So in like the most practical sense, it just gives an opportunity to hop right in and to go to the resource or the speaker that you want to hear from. And I think also the big umbrella of my experience is, I think the word is captivating and inspiring and amazing. We're all here around the world having a human experience as spiritual beings, and it feels so good to connect, to relate, to empathize, to grow, to evolve. There's just so many good things kind of packaged in this idea of the summit. And, Lois and I have been talking about you, Isaiah, because I cannot speak for Lois, but I think I can. This was the most amazing summit experience I've ever
Oh,
had.
thank you.
Just really, really thoughtful, just planned in a beautiful way. And really, it just provided such an opportunity to feel as though being authentic was just the only way to be in the moment. So, yeah, I mean, it was just amazing. Just an amazing experience all the way around as an attendee and as a speaker. And yeah, so
Thank you. Thank you very much. I like the that you insisted on the practicality of the platform, because being a tech goddess myself, I'm really happy because I bought the platform, the software, 3 years before the idea of the summit was even born. Just because it was cheap, and at the time it's not anymore. It's very expensive now, so I was very lucky to get it for a one-off fee. Now it's a monthly fee. And when I bought it, I didn't know anything about summits, right? So I was very lucky that this platform not only grew to become more and more professional and easy to use for both the organizers, the speakers, and the attendees, but also that it's still there, because when you buy a piece of software, just when it comes out, you never know, it can turn out to be bad. So, but I am really happy with the people from Hey Summit. Yeah, and it's a shout out to them. I'm not an affiliate, but I really think that they're upping their game, and they're doing that again in October, and so the next year's experience is going to be even more amazing. I'm really excited. And as far as the compliments go, thank you very much. Leslie, you raised your hands previously.
Yeah. So I also have found the platform really helpful. And there were a couple of people who told me that signing up for the summit got confusing for them. So I just have a little tip. If you haven't signed up yet and you're going to sign up, I just did toggle all for the
Yeah.
categories and all
Yeah.
for the speakers. Then you just have easy access. You're connected with all the speakers. Then you can watch whatever talks you want to, and that just made it like super simple.
Yeah. You're right. We should have mentioned that earlier on, because actually they changed this from last year to this year. Last year you were automatically registered for all the talks unless you untoggled some of them. And they've changed that. And I didn't realize until very late that it was, we should have mentioned that when promoting, because the people that got confused just missed the little toggle thing that is at the top. So thank you for mentioning that.
It looked like you had to individually register for each talk. So just toggle all. And as an attendee, there's a couple of things that I would say, and that is I have met before several of the women in the summit, and then as a speaker, of course, even before the summit went live, met everybody. Whether I knew them ahead of time or not, hearing some of their story, it was just so inspiring. And I know that some people that are in my community already listen to my talk and they're like, I didn't know that about you. I didn't know that about you. So if you know some of us in the speaker, listen anyway, because you probably learned some things that you didn't know before. And then the people that you don't know, it's like, for me, it's so fascinating, really, like how different all the stories were and how much the same, like the threads that go through the kinds of experiences that we've had and what we've come to through that. And I think that it's very easy to take your own story and see how it kind of resonates within the other stories here. And then you get glimpses of yourself through new eyes. And so I found that really, really helpful. And then the last thing that I would say is, because you mentioned about the free gifts. So I'm excitedly waiting my free gifts from the speakers. But also, I just got that email with the booklet in it. And so like this extra gift that wasn't announced ahead of time, but that booklet is really juicy. So it's really fun for me to put my gift in there, but then to see everybody else's gifts, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's really beautiful this year. Not that the other years it wasn't, but it was very. For me, when I put it together, when I finalized, get all your pages together, it's like, oh, let me have a look, what's in there, and this year it was particularly colorful in all senses of the term, and I love that. Thank you very much for your experience. Lois, do you want to go next?
Sure. Actually, I wanted to say that, and I've been involved in other summits, but I wanted to say that I loved as an attendee that I didn't have to go through 60 speakers, profiles, and subjects to see which ones I wanted to try and listen to. And I love that idea of having, a more intimate group that you can just click all, and chances are you watch them all because of that. So I really, really like that aspect of it. And even as a speaker, on the flip side of that, as a speaker, knowing that it's kind of like we're not competing against 60 other speakers. Oh, yay. Chances are they'll listen.
I must say that for me, this is an exact example of the way I like to work. I like to work in a feminine way where quality gets over quantity, and where everyone has got some room, some elbow room to be themselves and to share in the way that they want to. I don't believe in accumulating. I don't believe that more is better, and that having 20 speakers or per day, because I'm an avid attendee myself. I love summits, but usually I get very, very frustrated because what happens is I cannot watch 20 speakers a day. I'm sorry, I have a life, and a business and kids and a family and the rest. And so I then start resenting the summit itself or the people in there, because what happens is it becomes very transparent to me that the aim is to sell me the summit.
Yes. Yeah.
And I really, really don't want Women Lighting the Way to be like that. I want Women Lighting the Way to be that it's possible to have the free experience, that there is time, the feminine time, to get inspired and not consume it like you have to eat 20 talks in a day. For me, that is not what I'm looking for to create. I'm not criticizing or anything, but this is not what I was aiming to create. Neither for the speakers,
agree
nor
so
for
much.
the attendees.
I agree so much. And when you extended it another week, it had been in my head like, oh, it would be so cool if we could extend this another week, because a week is just, it's short and it's summer and it's busy, and that was so great as an attendee and as a speaker to be able to continue to promote it. But just having that extra time, I know is going to be so much better for the attendees to relax
for me,
a little.
There's really, I don't want to say that every year we'll have 2 weeks. It will depend on
I know
the atmosphere. But this year it felt like, no, we need some more.
Felt good. Like, I've done summits before though, and I'll register just to watch the one person that invited me, because and then I might watch one more, but I never have time to watch all of them. And that's kind of hard because you just really want to, there's so much great content.
Yeah. And me being a perfectionist, me being a perfectionist, when I register and I can't watch the whole of it, I feel frustrated.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chrissy.
No, I don't, at this point, I don't even register. Like if I don't feel like the week that it's happening or the time it's happening, that there's space to actually, watch or listen to something in that 24-hour window, like forget it. I'm like, I can't even, if it just feels so stingy that I have to like try and spend my life to fit into a 24 hours to listen to somebody. So I love or pay. I just love the grace of having this time to kind of sit in, because as a viewer, like, I need a journal with a lot of these. Like, there were so many talks that I would be like, oh wait, I gotta stop, like, because I'm usually like listening to them while I'm doing, usually in the kitchen, and it's like, oh, I gotta stop and run to my journal and write something down, or so all of them
Hey,
take a
this
little
is an
longer.
idea. We could create a journal for next year. We could create a
Ooh.
journal beforehand,
Yeah, I
to
like
send the
it.
attendees beforehand. Ooh, that would be fun.
Well,
Write that
my
down because
page
I'll
actually
forget.
has a little bit of a journal page to it for
Yes.
what
Yeah.
you wanted to
Yeah.
come and implement
Oh,
into your home. Because it's also not my first year, so
Yeah.
I
I know that you do that, and I think it's a great idea. But if we could, kind of prep a thing that would come beforehand, that could be, oh, that's interesting. I'll have to ponder it again. Yeah. So, hi, Chris. I'm sorry, maybe you missed the memo about coming to the live, but you're welcome. So what we're doing is we are talking about the amazing news that we have. So the free replays are extended for a week, and attendees, whether previously registered or new ones, also get a free booklet that has one page created by each of our speakers. So it's still time to register. The link should be above. I forgot to mention that. The link should be above, below, or somewhere around the video. And in the comments, if Facebook allows it, which you never know because they change the algorithm every other day. So if you don't find the link, if for some reason you don't find the link, look above or below the video in the description. And there I have put it, I'm pretty sure. And voila. So yeah, the experience as an attendee, that's what we were discussing, Chris. How do the speakers how did the speakers experience the summit as an attendee, and not only as a speaker? Because we've discussed as a speaker at length during the live panels, which, by the way, you can get the free replay for another week as well. But for me, the first year as an attendee, so obviously I registered as an attendee for all 3 years, and I knew to toggle the little all things. I found it. It was really watching each talk is the place where the first year when I watched the talks one after the other to do the editing and to prep them for the summit, this is the moment when it dawned on me, like okay, this is what we're doing. We are talking about life-changing experiences as an attendee. We are talking about something that is not any other group of women talking about whatever. There are summits about so many subjects, right? You can have a summit about hey Max. We can have there are summits about art, about spirituality, about tarot, about whatever you want, business, etc., etc. I don't know of any other summit that is about people, namely women, and their stories. And so I think that this was the instant when I realized that what we were doing is creating something different, and that the experience for the attendees was going to be, or had to be, different than any other summit. And I'm a summit aficionado. Does anyone else have to add anything around this subject of being an attendee, or anything else? We have another few minutes before we have to go because, as you know, ladies, we have a special call. So yeah, enjoy. If you're watching this, enjoy the live, the free replays for another week. Don't forget to toggle the little thing that says all talks so you can get in contact with everyone, and then you can watch or not watch everyone, but at least you don't have to spend too much time choosing. And if you've just only registered for, this is the other thing, because I've seen the attendees, I've looked at the statistics, and this year we have many people that have registered for just one talk. So basically, they were friends or clients, or they knew one of you, and they said, okay, I want this person. And I strongly invite those people to use the second week of free replays to go and listen to other talks. So if you've watched your favorite speaker, go and find out the other ones, because there's magic in meeting all these women. Really.
Yeah.
Bobbing heads.
I just looked through the booklet. I don't know, just in the last hour, I was looking through the booklet. And it's funny because I listened to all the talks, but when I looked at everyone's page, it made me want to go back and look again, or, start like snooping, like looking at everyone's Facebook page, looking at websites, like learning more about everybody. So there's a place to start too, if you've registered for one talk and you go through the booklet, maybe that'll lead you to
choose somebody else or a few other speakers that you want to know the story of and get in contact with. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Snooping. Yeah. Curiosity. They're very, seriously, I consider this is the basic of human relationships, is curiosity. We want to explore the world,
Yes.
explore our fellow humans, and get to know people. And yeah, there is no shame in that. That's why we call it social media, isn't it? Because to get social.
Yeah.
So yes,
True.
thank you to everyone for today and for the whole summit. If you have anything to add, I can shut up. I can do that.
Thank you again, Isaiah.
Yeah.
My
Thanks
pleasure.
for doing it, for making it happen,
And
for going out
yeah.
and finding these speakers.
Well, I
Yes.
think this year I have to be honest. They found me, or they found the summit. Really, it's been so easy to gather the speakers this year,
Awesome.
and hopefully now the summit will do that on its own. I'm gonna ask the universe for that, because the searching for the speakers was the part that was the most painful for me last year, basically. So this year it was so easy and so fluid and so joyful. So I'm asking for that for next year. And just because I have to end this live with that, just let me remind you that yes, there is going to be a 2024 edition, and it's going to happen roughly at the same date, so around the summer solstice. And I know it's a very busy period, but if we're going to enlighten anyone, we're going to use the light. We tried to do it in the winter, and there was no freaking way. The energy just wasn't there. We could not do it around Christmas, which is also a very busy period. And we tried in September, and definitely the energy was less. I can feel that, this year it's the first year we do it in June, and it's really very much more the building up of the energy up to the solstice corresponds with the promotion and the organization of the summit, and it works better. It takes less of my time and energy, less of your time as speakers also. And instead of diluting the process over a few months, we kind of did it concentrated. So if anyone listening wants to be a speaker, well, you have to get in contact with me, I guess. But let me be very specific. I'm going to ignore you for the next 6 months because I'm doing other things. I'll start dealing with the 2024 edition around next February. But if you send me a message, I'll put your name somewhere. Okay, well, ladies, thank you again for participating to this little live. Last call for last call. We might come again live during this week. Stay tuned for Thursday. I think we might do some crazy stuff on Thursday. But anyone already registered or who wants to register has up until next Sunday to watch the 14 amazing talks of our amazing speakers that I'm so grateful that I met this year. Ladies, I will see you in the other room. And for now, lots of love to everyone.